This afternoon we're going to talk about segmenting your way to success, how you can double your sales results through the proper use of customers. So the opposite is to try to be everything to everybody. And we all know from the old saying that trying to be everything to everybody is who might have a really good example of that or who does it really well. Walk down through any shopping mall and you'll see stores like Deb and Forever 21 and Abercrombie and Hollister. And if you walk in the store, they really have it figured out. They have a very specific target market that they're going after. And it's that 16 to 22-year-old who really wants to dress fashionably. They've got it all from the pictures on the wall to the people that they hire to their advertisements to even their mannequins look like the people that they're segmenting. And it works really well for them. They don't go after, as soon as I walk into that store, I look around and I realize this store is not for me. And they're okay with that. They are not forever 50. They're forever 21. And so how do I take that example and how do I bring that down into my business and to me as a salesperson out in the field trying to sell to farmers or ag professionals? And it's fairly easy. You don't have to be the vice president of sales or the director of marketing to accomplish this. Now, if you are the vice president of sales or the director of marketing, you probably should have a pretty clear picture of how to do it. There's prescribed method to go through. You pick categories. It depends on the product that you're trying to sell, but you'll pick categories. You pick geography, social economic status, when they buy, how they buy, where they want to buy, where they shop, how they get their information. You'll pick some of these categories that are important to segment. And when you really get it right, it'll be just like Forever 21. You'll have a very clear picture in your mind as to who your target market is. If I was to say you're out here selling to the Amish, you would say, I got a really clear picture as to what that's probably going to be a hat or a bonnet. You know, you're going to have a picture in your mind as to who your customer is. So how do I do this on my individual level? And I've worked with people on trying to do this with an individual salesperson. I'll ask them when I'm new in the area as a sales manager, I ask them to lay out their, we'll do a one-on-one meeting and I'd like for you to lay out your customer list and do it two ways, a couple different ways, but two of the important ways are by volume and by revenue. So we want to have them lay out, here's my sales by units sold, whether it's tons or units or dollars, and you want to have them lay it out by dollars. And you ask them, okay, tell me a little bit about your territory and your customer list and what's going on here. And by far and large, more often than not, you're going to find that the top 20% of their customers are generating, the old 80-20 rule, so the top 20% of their customers are generating 80% of their revenues or their sales. And what I like to ask them, this is really important, ask them, what would happen if I was to take that 80% that's only generating a small portion of your sales or your income, and I was to just remove them off your list and take care of them? And the immediate response is going to be pretty much a shock. There's commission. Well, Greg, there's commission involved in this, and I really know these people, and they're really good guys, and I'm not a big corporate guy. I'm not going to treat the small guy different than the big guy, and I take care of all of them, and I really like them. And you got to reassure them. You got to say, look, we're not going to get rid of them. I didn't say we're going to stop doing business with them. I just said they weren't going to be on your list. And the question that you want to ask, there's only a yes or no to this, is if I was to take those off your list, would it help you be a more productive salesperson? And if the answer is no, then why are they on your list? Because you're probably not spending any time with them. Are they just filling the list so that you got a bunch of more people on there to make it look good? And if they say yes, that would be help me in my productivity, and you got your answer. And the idea is that you move those customers to maybe somebody or some part of your company that can handle that kind of customer and keep your key salespeople on that top 20%. And the ability now to not deal with them, and a lot of those in that other category can be time wasters. You'll very much often find that they are burning up your salespeople's time and not contributing the revenue that needs to be there. So I encourage you to start small, take your list, you can break it through that category. Another really easy way to do it is to think through your customer list. If you're a salesperson, think through your customer list and think of your best customer. Who am I really connecting with? And if that's, let's just, for this purpose, let's call it a customer's Mary. And when I think of Mary, this person she's into our store, or she's into our products, and we really have everything that she needs to take care of. She's a profitable customer, and that becomes one of your segments. And then try to group your customers around who seems like Mary, and that becomes one of your segments, is Mary. And as you start talking about it, it makes it real clear and easy for you to understand, oh, that's a Mary. And then, you've got Joe, and Joe's probably going to get taken off the list. He's on the other side of the equation. And the Joes go to somebody else, and it helps you segment and be much more productive.